The Man Whore Podcast is sponsored by HotMovies.com. Try out some ethical paid-for porn for free with none of those hidden fees or secret recurring subscriptions when you sign up at HotMovies.com/bonus and use the promo code MANWHORE. Now let's get to the show.
Welcome to the Man Whore Podcast.
Congratulations, Anthony G, on your wedding.
I can't do a voice for
No, please.
congratulations.
You do it.
Oh, Anthony, you're getting married. Oh, congratulations on your wedding, Anthony. Oh, Anthony G.
That's all the
Getting
information
married.
she's got right now, so that's the most she can do. But
What a beautiful other person in this marriage with you.
what a beautiful other person in this intro with me right now, everybody. Co-hosting this intro right now is a fellow comedian, Rosa Escandone.
Hello.
And she's going to help me out with some of these announcement-y type stuff before we bring on our guest this week, Margo Reis.
Ooh.
Another stand-up lady comedian.
It's weird because Margo's not in the room with us now. Can I? No. Oh, I shouldn't say how the bread and butter is made.
Oh, no, you can. They know.
Oh, it's a different day. I will never see Margo in this entire process.
And I can't wait to share Margo with y'all in a bit. But first, everybody, you know what we do. We do some show dates, people. Show dates. All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right now, I got to say, August 3rd, we got the Man Whore Con comedy show. All right, everybody. So you're going to see stand-up comedians who you've heard here on this very podcast. And then
and yet you don't book me. Wow.
This is you just started.
Wow. All right, keep going. I'm so sorry.
What's funny about that is I tried to book mostly female comics, but all the female comics who have been on the podcast that I hit up for it are too successful that they're too busy to do it. So I'm like, it's mostly dudes, but I tried.
And yet he didn't book me. Put it on the podcast. That's your apology for next week. The rest has gone down. Don't say there are no female comics available when you're in the room with a female comic and you're going to have another female comic on the show later.
But now okay, we'll talk.
Keep going. No, you don't need me.
I'm so uncomfortable. August 4th, we have the Man Whore Podcast live show.
Oh my God, thank God. So I was looking at your notes and that just looks like it says My Pillow. Don't buy a My Pillow, Billy.
I'm very single right now.
No, that's the My Pillow is the guy who supports Trump who thinks he can make you a better pillow by making it in America. Oh, you need to watch the infomercials.
I thought My Pillow was like just for lonely sad
like
people.
Like a Japanese body pillow?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh. Well, no, this is a Man Whore Podcast live. I'm going to be on stage, one man, one stage, 4 of my exes.
Okay.
At the same time in front of an audience because I hate myself.
Oh, I think that's fine.
Andrea Allen's on it, so I'm gonna get ripped to shreds.
Here's the thing. If any of my exes were on stage with me, they'd be like, "I still love you, Rosa." So, I mean, that's probably worse.
That's not bad. I'll switch with you on your
funny.
day. Yeah. Well, tickets are now on sale for those shows. Finally, so if you can't make Man Whore Con for the whole weekend, you got kids or whatever. Zimmers, I'm looking at you too. When I say that, if you can't make the whole weekend, you can buy individual tickets to the shows. For the comedy show, go to manwhorepod.com/comedy. For the live show, you go to manwhorepod.com/live. Please.
Quick question. Can kids come to these shows?
No.
No.
Not appropriate.
Not appropriate for children?
A lot of dildos.
It's okay. I was a child who was taken to a lot of events, you can probably say.
Events?
Yes, just
Did
things that
your moms take you to an orgy?
No, ew, gross. My mothers have never had sex. I assume. There's no proof of it, certainly. I'm not proof.
So coming out to the shows, everybody, and you'll see links in the show notes and all that good stuff. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all the announcements of Man Whore Con. Yeah, the tickets are on sale. I thought there was more.
Are you a doctor? Because you have the worst handwriting on earth. You a doctor?
Thank you, Rosa Escandone. Rosa and I just recorded a bonus episode.
Yeah, but you got to get that Patreon to get that bonus episode.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
Man,
it's gonna be available tomorrow for all my $10 and up fan whores on Patreon.
Hate that name.
What, the
Fan horse.
fan horse? I didn't come up with it.
It's like a Cumberbitch situation.
What's a Cumberbitch?
People who love Benedict Cumberbatch, but he hates it.
He doesn't like it?
He was like, I would never call a woman a bitch.
That's because he's British.
Yeah.
He would call them cunts, though.
Oh, but then you could be a cunterback.
That's better.
That's
way better.
That's way better.
We
see
should
that.
hit him up.
Tweet at him.
Let's tweet Benny and let him know.
Just see. Yeah.
No, I didn't come up with it. Sophia, who's been on the podcast, she came up with it years ago because I was trying to figure out what to call listeners. You know, like guys we fucked as the fuckers, and you know, you made weird as the weirdos, and I was like, what do we call them? And then someone was like, fan whores. I was like, let's do it. I don't know. You're like, let's not.
It sounds like they're gonna try to fuck you. I feel like some of them probably have though. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't do it verbally, so it wouldn't be.
I mean, people know that.
Head,
I mean, people have been with me, and then like years pass, and then they've been on the podcast. Like that's it happens.
That's the best way to get on this podcast is actually to fuck Billy.
They would make you technically qualify. That's very uncomfortable to say.
That's a very casting couch move, Billy.
I feel uncomfortable. Well, look, if you're new to my program, this is a show where I typically talk to women I've hooked up with about sex, dating, and why we didn't work out. And that's a sentence I feel uncomfortable saying in front of Rosa because her feminism is very intimidating.
I'm a very intimidating woman. I'm very tall, and I have very thick thighs.
Statistically, we're not supposed to be friends.
No, certainly.
But Rosa and I just did that bonus episode. And we talked about a lot of talk about rape jokes.
A lot of rape jokes.
Well, not as many rape actual. Well, we told some rape jokes.
I told a couple rape jokes.
Yeah, but we talked about them like in concept.
Yeah, the conceptualized version of humor and what we find funny. And I think my other roommate's home.
Oh, wow. other roommate home.
You should cut this part out.
Probably will.
You should.
But we also talked about your web series, Assault and Other Stages.
Yes, we did.
Which I was in.
You are in it, and you talked about my lesbian parents, which you should know for earlier in this own intro, because we said my mom's, and it's confusing without context. Give him $10 to get the context of why this intro is funny. Thank you.
But I was in it. I was playing a cat caller.
Yeah.
And you hit me up to do it. This wasn't a thing where you like put a post on Facebook.
You got the look, kid.
You had multiple people you said contact you to play the role, and yet you still thought me. Like,
because you're white.
You know other white guys in comedy.
I don't know other white guys in comedy. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, but you know the names of other white guys in comedy.
Hello.
And you were still like, Billy, if I had to think of who could embody a cat caller.
It's this guy. Yep, that's true. I stand behind that.
And how'd I do?
Fine.
I did fine. I did.
You did a lot of eyebrow acting, actually, from your lips to God's ears.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what the web series is?
It is a 6-part web series. It follows a pseudo autobiographical take on my own sexual assault. I fictionalize it, and we made it nonlinear. And I centered it around the 5 stages of grief. It's a cool little weird show, and you can find it on both YouTube and Starable.com.
Please go do that, everybody. It's very her riffs super funny in it.
I like to think I'm funny. It's not a super funny concept, but it's a dark comedy. Trigger warning, it is a dark comedy.
Yeah, like don't go in and be like, oh my god, guys, I gotta show you this hilarious video. It's like, yeah, there's hilarious parts, but like it's heavy.
It's heavy
at times.
There's a lot of sad stuff.
Mm-hmm. But there's also a great riff about like chopping up and then cooking my baby dick.
Yep, just like a baby carrot.
Well, this is the segment of the show.
Okay, you ask other people what their porn thing is, and I'm mad that you just skipped over it for me because I wanted to say one thing to you listeners. I'm going off book. Go online. Find a version of the 1970s porn, Pizza Roller Girl. Tweet at me about it because it's the best porn ever made. And it is about prostitutes on roller skates getting pizza.
No, I'm listening because I want to see if my sponsor has that.
Yeah, look up if your sponsor has Pizza Roller Girl. It's maybe the best porn ever made. If you like a lot of gratuitous shots of hot 70s women rollerblading and or longboarding while delivering a pizza, if that's what you're into, which I assure you I am.
And the title of it is called Pizza Roller Girl?
Pizza Roller Girl.
I'm currently searching on hotmovies.com where you can get 20 free minutes when you sign up at hotmovies.com/bonus using the promo code MANWHORE. And oh no.
No, different Pizza Thrills.
They have Pizza Thrills release year 2017, but hey, this looks like it could be fun.
Honestly,
So-
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna go sign up. I'm gonna watch that one because I love me a porn that has a pizza in it.
Well, the line, the description is alone in your hotel room after a long flight and in need of a nice meal without the ... or I have to click to find out more. Starring Kayla Lyons. I don't know if you want 9 ratings. It has 2 stars.
Here's the thing.
How bad is a porno that it's got 2 stars?
If it's anything like Pizzarella Girl, it's about a woman who is a prostitute but also gives you a pizza. And that's all I want, truly, is sex workers who bring food. Please make it a reality. It's an untapped market in America.
Well, I do like in porn. I do like the pizza dares.
Yeah.
You know those?
The what?
You order pizza and then you like open the door for the delivery person naked and just try to act normal.
That's cool. If you're okay with visually assaulting people.
Do we call that visually assaulting
I don't
if I'm
even
in
know.
my own home?
Well, the
There's
pizza
no
man
require.
didn't
There's no.
want
But there's no.
you to be naked.
Sure, but there's no requirement that in my own home I have to wear clothing.
That's fair.
Now it's time for the segment we call Did You Know? Brought to you by hotmovies.com, where we give you some fun porn facts that you may or may not have known.
Probably I have not.
Probably have not. Well, let's read through some of these.
Okay.
Why don't you read the first one?
Oh, I thought you were going to read them.
Oh,
I'm not good at
You
reading.
read the top one.
Okay. In addition to his prolific career as a straight male performer, Mick Blue has begun a career as a professional race car driver.
That's why you need to pay for your porn, people, so you don't have to moonlight as a race car driver
I
in
don't think
porn.
anyone moonlights as a race car driver. He's a race car driver who moonlights in porn, I feel like. Okay.
Mick Blue's a big name.
Can I tell you about another podcast I was on that I had to watch a porn for? It was a Batman-themed podcast. It was a Batman-themed porn. And the guy who played the Joker was also, at one point, the drummer for Katy Perry. And I was like, how do you find yourself, bro? How do you get into this? I don't know. That's fun.
Did you know the smallest medically verified penis on record is 0.39 inches?
Wait, that's not...
Baby,
0.39
inches.
I was thinking 39 inches, and I was like, that's not that small.
0.39 inches, baby dick. Like
Why
my
wouldn't-
characters in your web series, Assault and Other Stages.
Why wouldn't you do it in centimeters? I know we're in America, but at that point...
That seems like just stubborn.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a 2 centimeter or it's a 0.039. I'm like, no, honey, it's a centimeter. Go to Canada.
Did you know John Millward spent 6 months analyzing the demographics of 10,000 porn stars, and he found this? This doesn't seem like it's one fact. It seems like many facts.
This is one fact. Also, I love that they're like John Millward. Like we're all going to be like the John Millward.
Well, you got to go look up John Millward on hotmovies.com and watch his flicks.
Oh, is he a porn star?
Yeah, they like
that's not a porn star name.
They like to throw in porn people in here, so they go to the website and then they go.
And they search like, hey, who's into this?
Yeah.
I love. Oh, he is like the Daniel Day-Lewis of porn. Then, if he's just like so honing his craft that he has to watch 10,000 hours of porn.
Oh yeah, yeah. He analyzed. He said 39% of porn stars have brown hair.
Okay.
32% of porn stars have blonde, natural or dyed.
Okay. What? Okay.
Wow, this is just really into hair color. Okay, 22% have black hair.
Is this both men and women and gender nonconforming?
I think
people?
this all. I think it's all porn. Yeah, all people.
Oh, okay. It's all people.
Only 5% redheads. I'm sorry.
I'm not a redhead.
You're not a redhead.
I'm a blonde. I don't actually. I am.
You were about to say blonde. I was like, it's not blonde, honey.
It's not. It's dirty water color. That's the color of my hair. Look at Hey, this is everyone who's listening. Google Rosa Escondón, find a photo of me, tweet it at Billy, and with the hashtag Rosa is hot. I'm making a point. He called me not hot on the mini episode, and I'm not over it yet. So please tweet at Billy Persida, just hashtag Rosa is hot. If you find a headshot of me from the internet, please put that attached.
I didn't purposely call you not hot. I was riffing, but we can talk.
I'm just saying, as a schlubby white man, he comes into my home and calls me not hot.
I'm gonna let you have that one.
Hashtag Rosa is hot. Put it on Twitter.
I'm not gonna strike back on that one. Did you know Nikki is the most common? A company paid for this segment.
And I made it about me, as I always will. Hi, do you like Blue Apron? Well, not fucking Rosa Escondón.
Did you know Nikki is the most common name for females? And David...
In porn, I assume.
In porn, yeah. And David is the most common name for males.
Are people into, like, lame Jewish guys? Because David is not a hot name. I think
Nikki, though, when
Nikki's a hot name.
you spell it with 2 Ks, is a very hot name.
2 Ks? 3 Ks? Not hot.
Yeah.
Then you think
not.
she's into some stuff.
CKY? Cute, not hot. 2 Ks. That's a sweet spot.
CK? Confusing. I don't know how to say it. So.
Sikale, I think, is how he says it. Did
All
you...
the facts?
Well, we got one more.
Oh, okay.
Did you... How about you read it? Did you know...
1970s porn star... I was like trying to do it, and then after it, it's like pronounced and then spelled out. Cicciolina was elected as a member of the Italian Parliament in 1987. While in office and prior to the Gulf War, she famously offered to have sex with Saddam Hussein in return for peace in the region.
And that it didn't even work.
Well, I have a feeling that as a man who lives in a cave, at one point, right? No, that was Bin Laden. Saddam Hussein. Oh no, Saddam Hussein had taste. I honestly think he probably.
How did he not take up that offer?
That's great. I mean, I read that and I was so confused by how to say the name that I just kind of was just like, oh man, you fucked up this name. You fucked up this name. So.
Cicciolina, yeah. You should all go watch her 1970s porn. Maybe she's one of the girls from
Pizza-Rolla Girl?
Maybe.
She's not.
She's not?
No.
Do you know who does star in it?
No, they're all definitely American, though, because they all have, like, 70s American
The way you were
boobs.
saying it, I thought you were going to say they are dead.
Honestly, maybe some of them are dead now. That came out in the 70s, and they were all in their 20s, so...
There is a website, at least one, where you can look up dead porn stars, and I'm just like, that's a little much.
Is it for people who don't want to jack off to dead people?
No, they
or
want
is it
to.
for... Okay. Because
they want to jack off to the dead person. They want to jack off to old porn stars who happen to be dead.
So just jack off to Betty Page. Skip the middleman. You know she's gone. There was an HBO series.
Well, that was our segment. Did you know? Brought to you
Sorry, I fucked up this segment for you. If I make you lose a sponsor,
it won't make me lose. I've already cashed that check.
No. Okay.
What?
Did I know? No. Also, on this, on the paper that he has that he's looking off of, it's not he didn't write out do you know? He goes, number 5, DYK 2 dots. And I was like, dyke. I was like, he's going to call you a dyke in this segment, Rosa. And he would call me a dyke straight up to my face. Just because I've had intimate relations with women and also I own multiple jean jackets. Wow, Billy. Wow.
One more time.
Wow.
We're having fun here. That was our segment, Did You Know? Brought to you by hotmovies.com. You can sign up.
And get that hot movie.
You can get 20 bonus minutes with any package you sign up for. When you sign up at hotmovies.com/bonus, use the promo code MANWHORE. Again, that's hotmovies.com/bonus, promo code MANWHORE.
And please remember to tweet at Billy Presido, Rosa is hot. Thank
you. Rosa is hot.
Check if Rosa is hot gets you anything free.
If you can figure out how to spell Rosa Escondón's name and find her, you'll be able to tweet at her.
I assume that my name will be on this episode.
It will. I don't know. Who looks at show notes? I don't. Every time I write show notes, I'm like, does anyone even read this?
I read show notes.
You do?
I read show notes?
I don't, so I just...
Okay. There's one girl at least, no one else.
Good to know.
Do it for you, bitch.
Okay, and now for this week's guest, Margo Reis. Why am I looking at the... I know who's on the show.
Yeah, you're reading it off the paper like you forgot how to say Margot's name. In a way that it's like, this Margot Reis? It will be on the show. Am I reading this correctly? She doesn't even spell it with a T.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Couldn't be Margot.
Well, we've got Margo on the show, and we had a fun conversation because talking about her recent transition, but not just into womanhood, but into being a professional dominatrix.
Hot.
to pay for said womanhood.
That's actually real hot.
Well, you know Margo, and Margo's a very
Margo.
Margo's a funny stand-up comedian here in New York City, and we had a cool chat about this. Also made me cry at one point.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just in case he says anything fucked up in that, also find a photo of Margo, hashtag Margo is hot, and then just tweet it right at Billy. Just tweet us both. We're both hotter than him, and it's...
I mean, that's true. That's a fair statement.
I think we're both hotter than him. We're both two female comedians who are hotter than
I'm the
Billy
ugliest
Procida.
person in this apartment.
Please. Oh, yeah, my roommates are hot, too.
Yeah.
They're not straight. Don't worry.
Hashtag Rose's roommates are hot.
Just hashtag everyone. Just make him feel bad about what he did to me. That's all I need to say.
Well, if you want to access, if you want to hear some more of Rosa on the bonus episode, head on over to patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. That's going to be available for my $10 and up patrons. But if you want to go follow Rosa,
Margo's worth $25,000. I'm worth $10. Hashtag Rosa is hot.
well,
Fuck you guys.
I'm not selling Rosa for $25,000. You can follow. Well, you have to request to follow Rosa on Twitter right now because she's got some shit going on.
Okay,
But
I will approve your request. Please follow me at Human Comedian.
and then you can also go check out her web series Assault and Other Stages.
He messed it up in the minisodes.
I did.
Fuck him. Yes, and it's on YouTube, or we have a Facebook page, and it's also on Starable. So
There you go.
check us out.
Fantastic. Do you want to insult me one more time before we talk to Margo?
Yeah, you're wearing a green shirt, and you look like a fucking Irish drinking problem today. All right, I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Okay. Let's talk to Margo. Chat.
Okay.
Let's do a little chit-chattiness. Directional.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, not yet.
Oh, yeah. You can.
Oh, cool. Hey.
Yeah.
Now I can tell how much I'm being picked up.
Yeah. Kind of like that. This, that, and the other thing. Say some.
telescope?
Yeah. Well, that's telescoped up as much as possible.
Oh, damn it.
I know.
Okay.
They're good desktop mic stands that Jeff C. Thank you, Jeff C. bought, but like they could have used it a few extra inches.
Yeah, definitely. I say that a lot.
Wait. So tell me what you were just about to say before.
What were we just talking about?
Oh. Well, you haven't started the doming, so you don't know what you're getting
No.
yourself into entirely.
Not entirely. I mean, do you really just want to start into that? I feel like
Yeah.
this needs backstory about, like, don't I need to introduce myself?
We can Tarantino this thing. Be like, as she walks into the dungeon, her
God.
life flashes before her eyes, and we wipe away to 6 months prior. And it's-
7 months at this point. I think I just hit 28 weeks on Monday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And it's the same 6 actors that are in every Tarantino movie.
Exactly.
So I don't know which one's playing you.
At some point, oh God, who was I trying to think of? Like Roth.
Tim Roth.
Tim Roth. God damn it. All right. You know what? The joke is ruined. Doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. So I'm about to, I really need to make $25,000 cash soon and as fast as possible before the recession hits. Cause you know, it's coming. So because I want to straight up buy FFS, facial feminization surgery, excuse me. Chewing gum.
Yeah, you're going to put on that.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Okay. Because, you know, I get that, like, I'm pretty or whatever, you know, like a new favorite joke of mine is like, I'll go, hey, okay, so round of applause. How many of you think I'm pretty? And usually, you know, I get a smattering of sorts. And then I go, how many of you think I'm fuckable? Hold it out. Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Ah.
And that's the difference because you can tell that, like, oh yeah, I don't pass yet.
What you need to do is get it's a big printout of those selfies you post on Facebook with all the proper lighting and angles.
Oh God,
you've nailed those.
It's so time consuming, and it limits me to just one basic expression because I don't want a silhouette of the side of my head where you can clearly see my brow ridge and shit like that. It's in my awful nose. Oh my God.
I like that in your transition you have picked up how to do angles and find your lighting though.
This is all
like,
survival.
Is that part of it? I don't know.
Do you see like how dolled up I am right now? Like this is survival, motherfucker.
Well,
do you hear my voice?
Well,
Jesus Christ.
So last week, did I seem flustered last week? when
at the mic?
Yeah.
Well,
when
yeah,
came
you were
to
kind
say
of
hey.
You were running around and shit.
Okay. I think I was a little shocked and surprised by you because although for the 27, 28 weeks that I had known and I've been seeing the pictures on Facebook, we actually haven't seen each other in person. I don't think
in a while.
Yeah. So
it's so weird about New York and like the fucking comedians here. It's just like this weird network where it's like, oh yeah, I haven't seen you in 8 months, but I know what's going on in your life. You know?
And so I think I was a little thrown off by your appearance because
that happens.
Yeah, it happens a little bit. Partially because I was just so shocked. Your hair was so like kind of pseudo like mom helmet like that hairdo. It's just you went from like goth guy to like Jersey mom that I grew up with, you know. And so I was just a little like, oh, this is Margo. Okay, hey,
yeah, all right. You know, it's weird, you know, creating an identity.
Yeah,
which is it's very odd like that because honest to God, like beforehand. You know, I didn't really give a shit about that person. You know what I mean? Like it was an identity, but it was not one I was invested in. Now I feel like, you know, at 31, it's like I got to start from, you know, the ground up and building this individual. And it's like, who is this individual? It's like, okay, it's a woman named Margo, who's just as fucked up and crazy, but like you know, it's like all the bullshit is on the outside now. But with that in mind, yeah, if I'm gonna be a woman, I want to be a hot woman.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. So yeah, I gotta you know take all these hard lines out of my face. I realize I look like, you know, my face is like a rubber witch's mask, but just like done up really well. You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people, if we said this outside this room, they'd be like, "You're not allowed to say that." I'd be like, "No, it's okay."
I'm talking about
hilarious.
myself. Fuck all of you. Yeah.
Well, just people. Some people might have been like, "Who is this person?"
Right.
We should say that I am here right now with my friend and stand-up comedian Margo Reis.
Yes. Thank you.
Who we've heard on the podcast a couple times if you listen to the bonus episodes on Patreon.
Well, no, this is actually the first time Margo Reis has been on the podcast.
Fair point.
Yeah.
I was I don't know because I'm a fucking idiot. Like, I thought I'm supposed to I still refer to like you in the past as Margo, even though you were going by Mark at the time.
Right. You're still talking about me in the present, but as I relate to past events.
Is it exhausting having to deal with like friends like me who are like trying to be like, "Oh, what do I do?"
This is exhausting constantly. I am constantly on edge and working at this shit. It hasn't stopped yet.
Having to deal with the nervous energy of others who don't want to like offend you, but like you're being offensive in doing this.
The nervous energy, the explanations. I have like canned answers to everything now. You know, working on my voice. I'm not really doing a good job of that right now. You know, my posture, just like looking good, waking up early enough to do all this, because this takes about a good hour and a half in the mornings. So, and then upkeep every now and then.
Okay. So,
yeah, it's tiring. There's the shit that I've gone through. Like, I got to go through health insurance to pay for my tracheal shave. I went through, I'm going to start the process of like actual legal name changes at this point.
All right.
And that's a whole logistical thing to go through. And FFS. So back to that.
Peeling back the face, as you called it when you were on stage.
Yeah.
Which was like, whoa, that's a way to say it.
That's what it is. It's fucking plastic surgery. It's hardcore plastic surgery to take all the dude out of my face. You know, just give me the lines that I want. So it would be a brow reduction, you know, because take out that caveman brow. I'm probably going to contour my chin again, you know, going in.
Contour
and, like,
means like where you're going to like
shape it, you know, round it out, like take out the edges on the sides right there. So it's not so hard and, angular. My jawline is okay. I have great cheekbones, so I'm pretty all right on that. And I'm probably going to get rhinoplasty on top of that too, just because, you know, l'chaim.
Yeah. It's like if I'm already in there.
Yeah. You know, it's like I was.
The face is peeled off. Let's take care of that too.
Exactly. You know, when I was 13, I had a bar mitzvah to become a man, and now at 31, I'm going to have a nose job to become a proper Jewish woman.
When did this all like start going down? I think you told me I was going through one of my many public meltdowns.
Yeah.
And you hit me up trying to like console me, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was like a little right before you did the big announcement. How long has this been a thing in your head? I mean, how long has this been going on?
You mean as far as the process, or just like even the
real
inklings that I was trans?
The
like,
inklings, yeah,
the inklings. Well, I mean, like around September of 2017, I got to a point. October 2017, I got to a point where I realized it was okay to actually look at myself and be like, all right, being trans is not the end of the world. Like you could accept that and actually look at it finally. And that'll be that. But no, the earliest signs were like, Jesus, like 3. I think my earliest sign was, and it's very distinct. I remember being denied something either by my mom or my babysitter at the time. But I remember just being denied something. And I remember very distinctly, out of protest, I was going to go over to my mom's purse and put on lipstick. It's just like as an act of defiance, I was going to do that. But I was 3. I remember just kind of like looking around for it, like, where is it? And then just giving up immediately and forgetting it. But God knows what was said to me no, or what was expressed, the minute before that happened. But like that's just one of those signs I look at and be like, oh yeah, this has been going on for a while. It explains a whole lot of shit. And then, just continues throughout my life. So really, yeah.
And you started doing drag about a year ago, right?
Yeah, which was a means to an end, really.
I was gonna say, I was like, oh, I wonder if that was kind of the testing out.
It kind of was. It was just, again, I don't like drag, honestly. I can't stand RuPaul's Drag Race. But that being said, I have so many drag performer friends who I love, and they're great, and I hope you all go support their art. But like at the same time, I just cannot get into myself just like lip syncing and just the campiness of it all. I'm definitely more of a Daria kind of wavelength. Yeah. So it all became a means to an end because I realized just like how much I enjoyed that shit.
Yeah.
Just dressing up and, looking pretty and actually liking what I see in the mirror.
Well, and actually I'm starting to remember when you told me about like you had a high school thing where you kind of, it was, I think, in a jokey way you dressed up in drag.
Yeah. The first time I did it was for this kind of, it was a male beauty pageant really called Mr. Seahawk. And, it was just like each class voted their four guys in. They voted one of me in for the seniors. And yeah, my talent was I dressed drag like Marilyn Monroe and sang happy birthday, Mr. Principal to my principal, Mr. Dalton. And the single biggest photo in the yearbook that year was just like a picture of me, eyes closed, arms out, just like singing, like blowing a kiss or something to Mr. Dalton.
And how's that feel when you're doing so? Like you're dressing up in drag for what is supposed to be to everyone else a joke. Is it not as much a joke to you when you're doing it, or you're like, oh, I'll do this as a joke but I get to kind of for this 10-minute gag, I get to be.
Yeah, it was a whole other split personality. So like my drag character, and this is only something I realized later, but my drag character. Hell of a Bottom Carter.
Which is fucking great name.
Thank you.
You're not doing drag anymore, right?
No.
Right.
Watching drag is too much like watching the sound of guitar feedback. It's just too rough.
And I'm sad that you're not, because it means we have to rest in peace. Such a great drag name, in my opinion.
Yeah, but you know what? The person that created that character just defeated that character. I leveled up like I killed Frankenstein, but then ate Frankenstein like Kirby or something like that. Now I'm double strong. I don't fucking know, but like I feel that way.
Sure. And how have the last 28 weeks been for you?
Aside from exhausting, it's been incredible. I'll just have random epiphanies about myself and kind of freak out. I've gotten a tracheal shave. I've had surgery about this. Everyone's been super supportive. I've had a cachet of material to talk about. Oh God. And
do you think having a kid will give you material? Let me tell you.
It's weird. I feel like all this internal bullshit is finally outside of me. But that means it's like literally outside. Like I have to wade through it now, but at least it's not inside me. Just like all the weirdness and like discomfort. It's like, oh, that's gone now. I've got clarity. Like I feel great. I'm not there yet. I'm not where exactly I want to be. I describe this as like what I'm doing is a reverse Dante's Inferno, where it's like I was born frozen at the bottom of level 10 hell, and just in October when I realized I was trans, I like unfroze myself and just started my slow climb out of hell. So I'm not out yet, but I'm so much better than where I was.
Yeah.
Well,
how did it feel a year ago? Like, I mean, what does that hell feel like?
It was just like a general discomfort, and you really didn't know why exactly. Just like a constant anxiety. It's pretty awful. But yeah, that's how I would describe it. Just like something's wrong, and you don't really know what. So anxiety. And it took me a long time to realize that. Because it's something I guess I subconsciously knew. Like something ain't clicking. And then once I realized it was like okay to think about this, and I realized, oh shit, I am actually trans. Well, a whole bunch of other fears came in, but like,
what kind of fears?
Just like the dauntingness of actually transitioning, and am I going to pass? How's everyone going to? Well, I didn't really worry about like how people would react. I kind of knew. No one really gave a shit. No one's giving a shit.
Yeah.
Well, that might change, but we'll see.
Why is that?
I feel like we're getting really sidetracked, and we're just going from like tangent to tangent to tangent.
That's okay. Look, I am not going to forget about you needing $25,000.
Okay.
We will get there. Oh, trust me.
Okay.
We are only 14 and a half minutes into this.
Oh, okay. We can really get into some shit.
Yeah, let's get into things, man.
No,
Maybe.
I think like the first person who might not respond to me is this actually a really, really old dear friend of mine. I don't feel like saying his real name, so I'll just call him Johnny. We'll call him Johnny.
Johnny.
But Johnny was someone I went to college with, and again, this is stuff I had to realize years later and after the fact, because I wasn't even out in college. I didn't even come out as gay in college, but like I was madly in love with him, just over the moon. And I envy him because he was never a social media person. This was back when like I've had Facebook, goddammit, since like it came out in 2005.
Yeah, back when you didn't need to have one, it was a choice.
Yeah, and it was just like for fun, and he just never got into that shit. And he lives like on a farm in a very rural area of Virginia with his, I guess, fiance or something like that. But like they've got critters, and he works with his hands, and it's just like he looks like he has like a really wonderful bucolic life. But he never really got into social media. Until like last year, really. I think like his fiance or whatever made him get a profile, and I finally discovered him again and reconnected in a very, very small way. But no, about a week ago, I was kind of fucked up. It was late at night. I was missing him, as I tend to do, and I tagged him in a post. Just being like, I just like literally saying, I've been, since like the first moment I saw him, I've been madly in love with like Johnny. But he was, he seemed okay about it. It was just like, I hope he's not mad about this, or his fiance.
I'm assuming, is he a straight identified fella? Or?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming the fiance is a woman. That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
It's all,
okay.
Predictable,
it's
to say the least.
It's a very different type of post, I feel like, if one versus the other. So
right. But no, he had like a quick comment. He's just like, hey, I hope you're doing great and stuff like that. There's a lot of going on. I hope to reconnect with you, all that fun stuff. And I was so elated. I just sent him this huge fucking message, just like kind of spilling guts and shit like that. I didn't think it was that weird, but like, oh yeah, I saw him read it, and it's been days at this point.
Wait,
so.
What'd you do? Just profess your undying love?
No, not really. Just kind of like I was, I told him about, what was going on with me, because, and I had to address everything from like the past 10 years, because that's how long it's been. But no, he was a really, very, very close friend of mine, for the entire duration of college, from like the first day to the last day. And it feels very bookended like that, because I didn't really know him past and before that. And
he had no idea that you were interested in him in those times.
I didn't even know that at the time.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is all stuff that after the fact, when I went to the city, and I was finally I I felt like I was allowed to like enter the dating pool and like really, try stuff out.
Right. To like be a gay man in New York City.
Or
so
like not even at that, like when I first moved to the city, like, just to like at least explore it, privately in shame. But no, then 4 years after that, I think I came out as gay. And then 4 years after that, I realized I'm trans.
Yeah.
So,
well, I find that interesting that so you didn't realize you had a crush on him till later.
Oh, yeah.
Like till you had come out and realized that about yourself.
Yeah, I'm really emotionally retarded. Like I have to get to a point where I can look at signs in the past and just do the math.
Sure.
And then when, whatever conclusion I go, does that fit? Oh yeah, that fits way too well.
So that crush you had that you didn't know was a crush, what did it feel like at the time?
He was just a really good friend. Honestly, we hung out. He did the same neuroscience programs as me. Did chemistry with me. We studied together. He sold me weed. We would just hang out. We would play chess. We would just do stupid shit, go for drives. It was me, him, and his two friends from
intimate conversations. Like what's?
Yeah, I'm sure we did. I can't really recall too much. It was college. We got really fucked up a lot.
Sure.
But no, he was really a really good friend. And we also got in. Well, one of the good changing events in my life was at like literally the end of college. A week before graduation, I got busted on federal property for possession of marijuana, which sounds really hardcore. It was a park. It was a national park. I didn't know that. I got busted by a ranger. It's retarded.
Not for nothing. Didn't sound so hardcore to me. Don't butter your own bread just yet.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh my God, possession?
But no,
Margo, no.
Just the notion of going to federal court and standing in front of a federal judge and shit like that. And like the guy going up in front of me was in for like, I think he wrecked someone in a car crash because he was drunk, just like some really bad shit. And I was just like, yeah, I had a gram on me. But anyway, he was with me when we got busted, and he was just like with me during that. He was around for a lot of major events in my life. But that year off when I couldn't do anything, I was just a comic in Virginia and DC. I just had a job. I had my day job. I lived at home. I couldn't leave. So I just worked at home, socked it all up. And after a year, I had like $20,000 in cash, and I moved to New York.
When did y'all lose kind of contact? When did the friendship kind of die off?
Probably the last time I saw him was my arraignment day, which was around July of 2008.
So after college, you'd finished college. So what was it? The rest? He was like, I'm not gonna be a friend with no criminal. What was the?
No, it wasn't. I went back to Northern Virginia, and he went back to.
Oh, so
he had his own life.
Just a geographical thing.
Just a geographical.
He didn't live even in that state,
well,
so to speak.
No, he did. But it was just 2.5 hours away.
Life happens. You graduate college, and your college friends
and you drift apart.
Fade. Yeah,
that's it. That's all it was. There was no animus there or anything like that.
Sure.
But he had a house in the area where I had to go to court, so I just stayed with him one night and then went to court, and that was it. That was the last time I saw him.
So what else is in this long drunken message of yours? I love this message. I'm very fascinated by it. I'm very curious.
Well, I can pull out my phone.
Sure, let's fucking hear it.
Let me get my phone.
Yeah, please. So the last time you haven't seen. What was that?
I don't think I'm actually going to just read the whole.
Whatever you're comfortable with, or that you find to be relevant. It's just you. So you haven't seen this dude in 10 years, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone you consider to be a very close friend,
or did I don't know?
Did at the time?
No,
yeah.
for God's sake,
right? That's what I mean.
He was a very intimate friend. He was through again a lot of big things with me.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what this message is that has. I think a lot in it. You're like, there's a decade of things I gotta catch you up on.
Yeah, no, let's see. First paragraph, I'm apologizing for dragging him out in a tag post.
Oh.
Second paragraph is the same thing, but I kind of transitioned into I'm transitioning.
Okay.
That was clever.
Oh, hold on, everybody. She wants a.
There we go.
There. Give it to her.
Ram shot. talk about you're like one of the free friends that I got out of college. Da 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 da. Then I describe what I went through since then. I talk about New York a lot. Oh, so all like the bad fucking housing decisions I made over the past 8 years. Then just like a quick run through of the past 8 years. Now all this transition shit. This is really long. Yeah, I mentioned that I'm jealous of his girlfriend, yada yada. I beg him to text me back, yada yada, and I beg again. Yeah, so a lot of begging.
Lot of begging for him.
Yeah, but done in a very, what I thought was eloquently stated way. But
as we all do when we're drunk and sad.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
God damn it. Yeah, I did not handle myself well. That is, I haven't pulled one of those in a long time.
Is there a response? I know, so you've seen that he's read it.
Yeah.
You haven't heard anything. Is there a response you would like to see?
Like literally any kind of response back. Not hearing anything is the worst.
Of course.
So even if he said, fuck off and all that shit, at least I'd get closure.
Mm-hmm.
In his defense, what I'm doing to him is incredibly jarring.
Sure.
Yeah, so I can't really fault him for too much.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I mean, I hope he gets back to you.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm not gonna, lose any. Well, I lost.
Well, yeah,
but like I got to move on. It's one of the most moot points of all. So
this does seem like a significant thing for you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just on my mind. That's all.
No one writes that much to like someone you hooked up with on Grindr once 3 years ago. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Wow. So you're gonna get. You need your face peeled back surgery money.
Yes, I do.
And now sex work is where you've fallen upon to be like, this is how I'm going to get it.
I mean, I'm too old to model, but I have to realize like I have to use my assets, and come on, this is a novelty. I am an honest to God walking, talking porn category these days. I am a fetish. So it's like, all right, what is the least demeaning thing I can do? And I kind of stumbled upon a friend, just through friends of friends and stuff like that. But she's a dominatrix, and she's trying to get me into this one den. Sure. I don't really know what it's called. Dungeon.
The den sounds a little tame.
Yeah, like there's going to be a TV on a foyer or something.
And the punishment you're giving the guy is like, now you have to get up and go change the channel like it's the 70s.
That would be nice.
No remote control for you.
That would be nice. I heard I might have to do sounding, which I learned as a phrase and a thing.
You didn't know about that?
Well, I knew of it. I didn't know it had a name, and I didn't realize how big the culture there's a subculture. That's a deep rabbit hole that I'm gonna have to stick my hand down.
It's a thing of my nightmares. It's just word for me. It's a trigger for Billy.
It's not. It's not for everyone. But honestly, like I just see it as it's just a job. If digging ditches made this much money, I would fucking do that as well.
Do you remember those like there's a string like during our like college days and high school days of those websites where you go to this, like some weird seemingly tame URL, but it's some sort of like hardcore, not just porn, but like two girls,
like
one cup,
gore stuff, and just like
there was like, Tub Girl. Remember Tub Girl?
Like ogreish and stuff like that. I remember that.
There was one, I think it was kidsinthesandbox.com, and it smash cuts to a porn video. What seems like a seemingly regular porno,
right?
Gal with big tits and brown hair, and then she's like, oh yeah, and then we start panning down the camera. And we see she's holding a cock, and she is dildoing some dude's urethra.
Yeah,
nightmares.
Yeah, it's awful. I've seen dudes with quarter dicks, split long ways.
What?
Oh wow! That you never saw one of those? One of them's?
What?
Tell
me more.
You've seen those cute pictures of how Japanese people like to dress up food nice. Have you seen what they do to hot dogs to make them look like an octopus?
I mean, I've seen what they do to hot dogs. Like you cut it in half, and you put some condiments in the middle.
You cut it lengthwise, and I've seen dudes with quartered ones, like split all the way down their
quartered.
They quartered their dicks. So they split it in half one way, and then they split it in half another way.
But like separating.
Oh my God, you
is it, or are these just like deep cuts where you could fold it open and close?
pretend this was all one dick at one point.
Okay, I feel like I should be taking out a dildo.
Yeah,
okay,
this podcast is going to come with diagrams.
Yeah. Okay. So right now she's holding up 4 fingers.
And pretend, but like they're clumped together.
Yeah, kind of like in a fisting fashion.
Oh, for Christ's sake, I got to use 2 hands and use the small mic. Okay, so pretend this is like, you're someone's dick, and then they decided to cut it in half one way, and then they cut it in half another way.
So it's just
quartered.
Out. Where's the urethra? It's just dangling out of this.
It's kind of like
a flower.
Yeah, like kind of like, when Bugs Bunny put his finger in the rifle and he would pull the trigger and it would just kind of banana peel.
You've seen that in person?
Not in person.
I'm like literally tearing up right now. I've literally come to tears. This is very disturbing for me. I thought in 4 years of doing this podcast where I can just casually have a vibrating butt plug on my counter next to us, I thought I've heard of everything.
Hi.
And now I'm so upset. Oh no.
To your worst nightmare.
Fuck off. So why does someone do that?
I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm just relating to you. Oh yeah, I've seen some fucked up shit.
So and that's why I like that you're about to start being a dominatrix, because like you don't really know. You're like, I've seen some videos and I think I can do that.
I don't give a shit. There's some dirty jobs out there, but if micro taught me anything, it's what makes the world go round.
Although we don't want to refer to sex talk as dirty jobs. Ain't nothing dirty about them morally.
But if they shower.
If they shower, that's a fair point. Yeah. Oh dear Lord. So your friend hooked you up with this dungeon gig?
Is in the process of hooking me up.
Okay.
Yeah, like she's contacting her connection at this one dungeon.
I can't believe I cried. Okay, sorry.
Not the first man to say that to me. So she's contacting her friend at this one particular dungeon, and the friend is waiting for the manager to come back. But they're interested. They want to see me for an interview, to say the least.
Sure. And if anything, I've had friends who've had no experience doming and just walk into a dungeon, and if they can play, it's more like, can you play the character? Like, we can teach you how to spank someone and shove a dildo in a guy's ass.
Sure, but it's all about attitude.
Yeah.
And I'm 6'3", and I have contempt for these bitches anyway. So this is I'm walking onto a little league field and hitting home runs. This is nothing to me.
I'm 6'3" with contempt.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm ready.
Fuck them.
It's very interesting, doming. Like, it's again more of the character. So, what would do you know what your doming name would be, or your doming persona?
I would have to at least. First off, persona. No, I'm still developing my own. Thank you. Second,
how many characters must you come up with at one time?
I'm still living the one.
Right.
But what the hell was I talking about? As far as persona, no clue. Name. I don't know. I was fucking around with some other names that are not mine, because apparently I might have to go up on this website, and I don't want that to be there for too long. I'm just there. I'm there for a mission, just to make $25,000 in cash.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all I'm trying to do.
Literally, there's an actual dollar amount. The problem is, when you start rolling in this cash, you still have a day job, right?
Yeah, this is going to be fucking exhausting. Right. And on top of comedy, on top of that, that's basically 3 jobs.
Yeah,
because they're saying I have to commit at least 3 to 8-hour days a week minimum.
So what I'm saying is, like, you're going to be rolling in a lot of money,
but I won't be.
But what I'm saying is, when you get a taste of how much money you can get doing this, will you have the discipline enough to like properly save, or not go like, oh yeah, here's $2,000. Yeah, I'll go put $500 into the surgery fund, but like, oh, let's go spending. Like,
no, because I have my day job to cover those expenses, and doming is taking away from what I've wanted to do. All of this is in the name of doing fucking comedy. Right. It's all means to an end stuff. I fucking hated when like other comics, when I announced I was transitioning and stuff like that, they were like, you're doing this for the jokes. You're doing this for the act.
Who the fuck wants to do that for jokes?
I know. Yeah, it's that's beside the point. They're idiocy. They were making jokes.
Right.
They were just fucking around.
Sure.
But again, they're kind of right because it's all for the sake of my mental health. So it's like, oh yeah, my body matches my brain. I can function now. Now I can attack being a comedian with a clear head, which is not what I've been doing before.
Sure. So how are you preparing for your entry into the world of being a dominatrix?
Same way I prepare for everything. I just kind of bullshit myself into saying, all right, I can do this. And I just jump in. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of sink or swim.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's literally how I learned how to swim.
I think your persona is going to be indifference to these like rich hedge fund dudes.
Oh yeah. Total indifference.
Yeah.
It's just like sneering contempt.
Yeah.
You know, Juella DeVille. I don't know.
Juella DeVille. I feel like Dungeons wouldn't let you have such an awesome name, but if like they would, that's gotta be it.
I want to be called B. Arthur the Teenage Witch, but I don't think they'll let me do that.
You're like, they keep shutting down all your creative names. They're like, can't you just be Mistress Jasmine?
Nothing trademarked.
And just let it. And you're just like, let me have some fun with this character.
Yeah. These are rich Wall Street idiots. They know branding.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm looking forward to chatting with you when you like you've made the 25 grand.
Yeah,
and see whether or not you've been like, yeah, but this is like good money, and whether or not you keep doing it. Because I understand the mindset now, but once you get into it and see like how good of money it can be, I'm curious what that will look like.
The funny thing is I've been doing a whole lot of predicting how I'm going to feel under X circumstances these past 7 months, and I'm pretty good at it at this point.
Are?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to change me.
What were some of those
things that I'd have to predict?
No, what were some of the times where what were some of the situations you were predicting your emotions for? Because I wouldn't see that as necessarily like a healthy thing to do, because I feel like that's just a lot of anticipatory anxiety, a lot of just like getting in one's own head. But you're saying you were on point, so I'm curious what those...
Well, one of those things was letting HR know when I decided to come out. Like, that's a hard fucking thing to know. It's like when I'm actually going to be ready to like come in as Margo. That's a weird fucking day. It was actually really my first day, out and as myself. Like as far as like my office was concerned, because I work with like it's a nonprofit. We all do good stuff. This is like I'm in line with our motto and shit like that. No one treated me any different. No one gave a shit, and it was wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted. Just like a day doing normal shit, but just spent comfortably in my own skin, and that was my first day. But no, but I wanted to let HR know when that day, hey, I'm going through some shit. You guys have to kind of help me out with this. I let my boss know and stuff like that. Yeah. But they were like, when do you think that day will come? And in, January, of 2018, I don't really know. I couldn't really predict that, but I had to give like a range because there was so many other factors I was waiting on, really. Mm-hmm. How much the hormones would kick in, how much... Basically all the things that I needed to do to pass. So that included how much, facial hair could I get rid of in that short amount of time. And, my facial hair has been something I've been trying to get rid of for like over 5 years. Even before I realized I was trans, I wanted to get rid of it.
Which is odd because when you were presenting as a dude, like I never thought of you as a hairy person.
Very, I know.
You've always been a very clean shaven human.
It's because I despise, I get very awful dysphoria over facial hair growing out of my face. It doesn't belong there. It's gross. It disgusts me.
Okay. So the day went as you wanted, like nothing, like ideally your day was like you wanted to go and just nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like, that's the ideal
That's
day.
exactly what happened.
Is that also how you were hoping for when you finally like your first day out as Margo to your friends, to fellow comics? Is that basically what you wanted? What you'd say a lot of people want is like, yeah, it's just another day.
Yeah. But it's as far as like with other comics are concerned, there's a whole lot of, okay. Yeah. Well, cause they got the announcement, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they got it before, my work is the only people who like learned about it and then saw me the next day as like, oh shit. Yeah. You're a lady. But as far as other comics, they knew the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
So even when I wasn't presenting.
Sure. But everyone's been supportive and Fantastic.
Yeah, I've literally gotten zero flack. No one's giving me shit about it. It's
partially
ridiculous.
disappointed. You're like a little bit of flack.
I'm a little bit.
I heard that there would be crumpets and flack, and I've gotten neither.
No one. It's ridiculously easy, and I know like I should be happy about that because God, it could this whole process. It could be so much fucking worse. I could have no one in my back. I could. This is not a fun thing to realize about yourself. But like. Give me something that's character building. Come on.
Yeah.
Like the experience in and of itself just can't be it. There has to be some kind of consequence. But no, it's been no one's given a shit. It's just kind of been like my own thing. And I don't know how that's affecting my thinking. It can't be good.
How's dating been?
Same as always, just more intense, I'd guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fuck stock has gone through the roof.
Your fuck stock? Do tell. What is fuck stock?
It's just a phrase I made up. It's just like your worth.
Your worth as a human.
Yeah, your stock value. I measure those in messages and shit like that. But
I've never called it that, but I totally agree. It's like, yeah, how much do people want to fuck you is what you are worth as a human being.
Exactly, and I quantify those using messages and likes and da-da-da-das and all that kind of self-validating shit.
Oh man. Oh no. Oh. So how's it going through the roof? Like,
oh, just. Beforehand, I might get one message a day, tops, maybe two.
Yeah.
I average about 50 now.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah, it's pretty
Welcome,
ridiculous.
Margo.
And every time I update my profile pictures, it's just even more.
Yeah.
Like they come in surges and stuff like that. I haven't actually changed my profile picture in like 4 weeks, so like it's actually died down a little bit. But as soon as I change it, boom! Especially because I look up. Every 4 weeks, I'm better and better and better looking.
Right. So when I did my little pre-interview questions, my standard things, I said, so what sexual orientation do I identify as? And you said pansexual, but you were very confused about it. You're like, I guess this is what the kids are calling it.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is really going on with me. I mean, I know what I want in a partner, and I know what I ultimately like sexually that might get me off, but... And that would be like, a man who's bigger than me, which is very hard to find.
To find that 6'3". Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's very, very difficult.
Really just got to hang around basketball courts.
Ugh. But at the same time, I would totally make out with like, a cis woman if I thought they were pretty and, I'd fool around, but I don't know if that's like a life partner kind of a thing.
Sure.
It's just more of a fun's fun.
Uh-huh. Has that always been your attitude? Or has that only been in the last 4, 5, 8 months?
Really, that amount of time, because even before that, I was identifying as gay, and I felt like I never could say that about, again, vagina women.
I feel like that's vagina women. Yeah. I feel like the
front holes.
What you just said is more shocking to me almost than you coming out as trans. It's like, whoa. Margo's into the vagina? Wait, could do stuff with the pussy? What?
That's not a whole lot. I mean, again,
I feel like that's a bigger paradigm shift for your friends than this.
Really?
I don't know, maybe.
Do you have any idea how many like female comics want to fuck the shit out of me?
No, I do not.
A good amount.
Yeah? Have you gotten offers?
No.
Like direct offers?
No, but I've gotten really good at reading people. I can't always tell, exactly what someone might be thinking. But yeah, I know when someone wants to fuck me.
Are these female comics who like identify as straight typically?
No, probably.
Or are these like the specifically queer lady comics that we could probably rattle off?
Probably most of them, and some of the other ones who don't really talk about their sex life all that much.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. A whole new world has opened up for you.
A whole
new world.
Awful.
Fantastic. So like, are you on like different apps? I mean, like I guess like dating in person, like is anything different? Or is it all just the same?
No, it's a little bit different. I mean, the dates that I have had, I will say this, pretty much every sexual encounter I've ever had in my entire life has been disappointing. But in December of this past year, I did end up having sex with this guy who was 6'7". He was only visiting in town for like the weekend, basically. around, and this was around Christmas, and just like the planets lined up. You know, this someone totally into sexually. He's there. He's ready.
He's tall.
I mean, that's that. I happened to was dog sitting for a friend of mine in Midtown Manhattan. I had his entire nice ass fucking apartment all to myself. That never happens. The guy never happens, and it was just boom, perfect. So he came, and it was so being able to like stand up on my tippy toes and just like kiss someone like that, or like if we're on a couch, he put his arm around me and I got to like lean in and up to kiss him, and he fucking lifted me up and carried me to bed twice. Like, the only word I have to describe that is healthy. It felt incredibly healthy, and I've just been chasing that so much.
Yeah,
and it's tough to find, but at the same time, you know, I'm not going to be celibate 100%.
Yeah,
I'll have fun.
Yeah. Have you noticed now a difference in the like going to mics or whatever, like watching comedy? We hear so many female comics like joke about just like how horrifying it is online dating as a woman. And now that you are online dating as a woman, are you trying to be like, yeah, I see what you were talking about?
No, not at all. I look at them as children, honestly, because I get it. I've had it way worse when I was dating online as a man. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know how frequently they get sent dick pics, but like at least in the gay male grinder world, that's how you just say hello.
Yeah, I thought
sometimes.
that was the handshake. But
yeah, that's the handshake. Now it's like it's coming out of the woodwork for me just because of like how much of like a literal porn category I am.
But back then, wasn't it? I mean, was it unwelcome by you when you were getting like unsolicited?
It was.
dick pics?
Yeah, it's annoying. It's basically, some people are into that. You know, some people like to have sex in the bushes in the park anonymously. Yeah. I don't. It's
'cause you're a classy broad.
I'm a classy fucking lady.
You're a classy lady clown person.
I want to know the hole I'm sticking my lady dick in. All right, like I'm a classy dame.
Oh, you're so much fun. When does the doming start? Do we know?
I don't know. Again, I'm waiting. Like,
do you have a timeline on how long it's going to take to make this cash?
Again, I don't know. Yeah. It's really circumstantial. Depends on, because it's one of those things where it's like I'm either going to be in super high demand or zero demand. Mm-hmm. It's I can't see like a middle ground where it's like some guy's like, oh, is Tiffany in here? No. All right, B. Arthur the Teenage Witch, you're up.
So it's called facial feminization surgery, right?
Mm-hmm. FFS.
Any other surgeries, things that because you did the tracheal shave?
Yeah, I needed that. The way I've been. I'm sorry.
I was going to say is back in your gothier days, it was a very prominent part of film.
I know.
Of the persona.
You have no idea how good it feels to just like not have that disgusting cancer lump on my throat anymore. Like, because I used to feel it like move underneath my skin.
Yeah,
just like moving it. It was awful. Now I just have a neck. Well, I have scar tissue that's got to heal up, but like I have a slender feminine neck. It's amazing.
Yeah, and what else comes along? Is there anything else? Because I didn't even know the FFS thing. So I'm asking this in a way of, I think we think about like transitioning like male to female. We think like, okay, like
there's
at some point,
the quote unquote the surgery,
the gender confirmation surgery.
Yeah, like a vaginoplasty. That's what that.
We think that. We think implants. I don't think we think about tracheal shave. I don't think we think about peeling the face off surgery. What is there anything else?
It's facial reconstructive surgery, you know.
But did you know about that before, or did you
I knew about it before because I was researching that shit again, all before I realized I was trans. Me personally, but I was just, clearly reading up on this stuff because
that's a subconscious thing. If no one's casually searching like the surgeries, unless there's a part of you shouting, be like, "Let me out! Let's get this."
Again, I am emotionally retarded. I got to get to the point where I was like, "It is okay to consider this," and then I looked at all those signs and been like, "Oh yeah, that's okay. Let's all right. Got to own it. Got to just jump right in."
Were there any other procedures that you discovered that you were unaware of before?
Well, I'm sure there is. I mean, I was surprised to learn that. What am I trying to say? What the hell is that one procedure? Oh yeah, they shorten their vocal cords. I was surprised to learn that procedure has gotten at least safer to do. I feel like I blew my chance with that already with the tracheal shave, because that's like literally it's a tracheal shave plus this on your vocal cords. Like they went in that way with that.
So can you not get it because you did the tracheal shave?
I don't know if it's going to be
Are you mad just because
different.
like there's like a deal, like a package, like, oh, it's like a discount if you get these both together?
Kind of, in a way, yeah. It is a very Jew thought like that. But no, I needed to get rid of my Adam's apple. I had to retire Randy Johnson. It was too awful to have. But I also had a lot of mixed feelings about shortening my vocal cords, because again, I know what I sound like. I know it's, but I don't know. It's just so many complex feelings about like my voice, because I understand I have an objectively nice sounding voice. It's just not a very passable voice. What are you going to do? So I'm a comedian by heart and nature, and maybe I'm just broken enough to want to keep something like that.
I mean, I would also just be nervous to fuck with the vocal cords, because if they fuck it up, I mean, again, a comic, we want to be professional talkers. So
Exactly.
It's like, let's not take a chance on that one. I'm nervous about trying to again LASIK, because I'm like, is there a chance my beautiful blue eyes could just be a little less beautifully blue? Then I'm not taking the chance.
Oh no! I mean, I am a LASIK convert. This is what got me into surgery in the first place. When I fucking had LASIK eye surgery. Contact lenses cannot compare to that at all. It cannot compare to having eyes that work.
But I'm not even concerned about like, am I going to go blind or not? I'm like, are my blue eyes going to be a little less blue?
Even if they weren't, you can get contacts, you bitch. Like, it's fine.
This is for so long all I had. And I'm starting to, I've been getting more out of shape the last 2 years. It's starting to become
Just
the main
last 2
thing
years?
again. Fuck off. Okay. I was a beautiful 190, 195 pounds. I am no longer. And so I feel like I get sex that I really don't deserve. I think partially because of the blue eyes, not because like I didn't work for it with my personality after, but they weren't going to talk to me if I had brown eyes, that type of thing.
Everyone has a feature. You know what I mean? You have to play into
everyone?
Well, I mean, not necessarily everyone has one, but you have to play into your features, okay? And yours are your eyes. Why the hell not? I have very nice eyes too.
Ah. The other thing I was thinking of coming over here today was, and we alluded to it before, like how fucking exhausting it is having flustered friends, worried about being right so much that they become a burden on you. Could it be useful to just do a one-time thing of like, okay, I'm going to lay this out one time. Everyone listen up. Hear the do's and don'ts of like your friend just transitioned on how to treat them.
I did that with work, and I posted that on social media, and people seem to respond to that. But just because you give someone the rules doesn't mean they're going to read them and follow them. So it's a constant thing. Believe me, I've thought of and done that angle.
Sure. Well, are there some things that, some like kind of general things of like, hey, like you think this is a good thing to do, but actually it's really shitty type of stuff?
I take it, on a case by case basis. Because some people do it, and I can tell for whatever reason someone's doing something like that, and how one of the most annoying things, I'll just say this as a general rule, is when someone fucks up and they just keep apologizing, and they're just over and over and over again, like, I'm sorry, I know it was a mistake, and it's like, I get it. They want me to hold their hand through this, and it's like, geez, I have shit to do. You are one of 100 people who are going to do this to me. I can't do this all day, so I just say, like, stop apologizing. This is not about you.
Yeah.
And then I just walk away. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about me.
And when I do it, I think like, okay, that was uncomfortable for me because I know I messed up. But it's like, oh, it's probably like infinitely more uncomfortable for her.
Yeah, no, at worst, it's an awkward 3-minute conversation for you. This is my life now.
Yeah.
Of course it's exhausting.
So when you think it's like, oh, one should apologize when you mess up, it's actually, don't.
No, don't. Absolutely apologize, but listen to what they say. Read their body language.
Yeah.
If they tell you to shut the fuck up, then shut the fuck up.
Or maybe if they look totally fine and unfazed, maybe you can breeze past that one.
And maybe they want to be apologized every single time. Who knows? I live here and I have shit to do. Okay, I can't be asked with that.
Oh. Okay, it's time for the fan whore appreciation moment. Hello there. This is a part of the podcast where I like to thank some of the members of my fan whore community on Patreon. And oh, wow, it's just become such a cool community of sex positive weirdos who like listening to my voice. I really dig it in there. I enjoy our little private fan whore communities, the Peep Show. I dig us chatting in our super secret Facebook group, the Champagne Room. It's just a great way to get to know my listeners on a more intimate level, and it's a cool way for y'all to get to know each other too. It's because of Patreon that I have been able to quit my day job and do the Man Whore podcast full time, and I rely on my listeners for that. I really do. I've said this many times. If each and every one of my listeners pledged just $1 per month, I wouldn't have to do a single other thing for money except this. And that would be a dream. So this is the part of the show where I like to thank a couple people for doing just that. Big shout out to Annie in the UK. Anarchy in the UK. Yeah, if you're interested in seeing Annie, head on over to my Twitter, and you can see a pair of her fan boobs over on my Twitter stream. They're quite nice. Thank you for that, Annie. And shout out to Julia Foran. Foran. You know, look, we've never talked about this. We should discuss the pronunciation sometime. Welcome back to the community. I never like seeing patrons have to go, but I love seeing the ones who did come back. Thank you for your continued support on and off over the years. You are fabulous. And you too can become a member for as little as $1 per month. Becoming a member is the best way that you can support the Man Whore podcast and receive a slew of great rewards. All you got to do, head on over to patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. Yeah, you know the drill. And hey, if we hit $1,500 pledged by August 1st, Billy gonna get his nipples pierced at ManwhoreCon and live stream the whole damn thing, tears and all. Help make it happen by visiting patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. That's Patreon, patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. And now let's go ahead and finish up with Margo Reis. Well, Margo, I mean, I think that's everything that was like on my mind about. Anything else going on that you want to talk about?
I don't know. I feel like we didn't really get into doming all that much, or just.
Well, you haven't domed yet. Like, I mean, what are you anticipating? Like, what are you nervous?
I'm a little bit. I don't know. Mainly for buying clothes.
That's what you're nervous about?
Yeah, I'm a fucking giant. Shit don't fit me,
What
idiot.
am I gonna wear? Oh, that's such a chick concern. Congratulations.
Fuck you. Well, yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you. But no, it's like a logistical thing for me because I am 6'3", and everyone's like, "Oh, you should be a model." And it's like, no, they don't make model clothes for 6'3" bitches.
Yeah, but they make dom gear for 6'3" bitches because doms, can run a little longer, a little.
I don't know, but it all has to fit into a backpack because I'm probably going to have to bring it to work, like my day job.
Just get a duffel bag and it's like, no, this is gym clothes.
Again, I know. But again, I think of all these logistics and stuff like that.
I like that the logistics is what makes you nervous and not the fact that you're going to be fucking dildoing a urethra.
Again, that's just part of the job. That's
so.
You just close your eyes and do it. I'm fine with that.
I can't wait to find out I want to talk to you first day after work. I'm gonna be like, how'd it go? I want to see if you're as nonchalant about it as you are right now.
I hope these guys do what I've heard happens, not all the time, but enough where it's like they don't really want anything. They just want to talk. And because that's honestly my strong suit. Because I actually have training as like a, neuroscientist. I know how people fucking think. I read a lot of books on this stuff. Fucking, I'm empathetic, you asshole. I can read people. I don't know. I just feel like I'd be a good therapist.
Yeah.
Dicks.
I mean, I know for escorts, that can be a big part of the job. I don't know as much about doms. Maybe my sex worker listeners can chime in, shoot me an email, let me know. But
I have no idea if these clientele want to be treated like shit. I'll treat them like shit. It's easy enough to do. And again, this is all for a means to an end. I have an eye on the prize. It's to make X amount of money before the next recession.
Is there a reason why the recession's a factor in this?
Yeah, because everyone's going to tighten up.
I don't know. Did you know that? And I don't know the numbers for, again, spending with sex work because we don't study such things as much, but maybe someone knows better who's listening. But did you know that during the Depression, one of the few industries One of the industries that didn't take a hit were like basic essentials, toiletries, like toilet paper, didn't take a hit, stuff like that. But the other thing that didn't take a hit is the entertainment industry, because with the little money people had, they wanted to be entertained. They were like, yeah, they want to use some of the little money they have to like go see a fucking movie to get their mind off this terrible, terrible thing.
Right.
So I don't know. I would maybe throw sex work under the category of entertainment. I know a hand job is for me from time to time.
I think, by law, they can't say they're doing handy J's in there, and I'm not expected to or anything like that. I'm not going to say that I have or intend to on this very public forum.
But just the idea that, like, I don't know. I'm curious. I kind of want to go try to find information on this. But I don't know if the recession would take a hit. I'm curious to talk to sex workers who worked during the 2008 and 2009.
I have no idea, but it's something that's constantly on my mind because, just watching the news and the administration, what they're currently doing, it's fucking our country. It's whoring it, basically. And I don't mean that to be clever. It's true.
And that's why everyone, Billy's saving up, so please throw some money down on Patreon ASAP so I can survive this thing. Because right now, talking about sex is all I know how to do. I have fucked my way out of real career.
Yeah, that's fine. That's pave your own path. Jerk your own dicks.
Jerk your own dicks. Is there a thing? Do you have like any background with BDSM, like in your personal sex life?
No, I wish I did.
Yeah,
seems like fun.
You would like some.
I would like to be, dominated. That'd be great. I'm actually a very subby
You're
bottom.
Such a cliche.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, so many of the dominatrixes I know who do that as a job in their personal sex lives are total subs.
Yeah, because it's a job. I mean, it's the same thing as I heard a friend who does that out in San Diego. All of her clientele are sergeants and stuff like that, whose jobs it is to yell at privates all day and to be they want to be dominated. It's normal.
Well, Margo, I'm excited to see how this part of your journey goes with doming, and see. I'm also curious how quickly you hit the 25K mark.
God, I hope I want it soon, because again, it's uncomfortable looking at myself in the mirror and living this world. So,
and you didn't consider selling stuff on eBay. You didn't consider some other occupation side hustles.
Again, I don't have an eBay account. I don't have any of that. I don't want to monitor more logistical bullshit like that. I can't deal with more profiles and names and passwords and stuff like that. It's too much. I'd rather sound someone. And
please don't octopus anybody. I don't know what that's called. Just whatever it's called.
I've been referring to it as quartering.
Quartering. just please don't do that. That's don't. It's oh god. I'm welling up with tears again. I'm not gonna cry again, but
Well, I discovered your weakness.
That's my yeah. Chopping up a dick. Yeah, that's chopping it up into pieces.
So does the idea of gender confirmation surgery bother you? Because I feel like there's this really huge misconception, especially in the media. Every single, big Netflix special that I've seen where there's a comedian.
They talk chop the no. I mean,
they say chopping the dick off. It's like reconstructive surgery.
Yeah, it's like inverting it.
Yeah,
I've seen there's a cool GIF diagram thing where
it's like a 3D thing.
Yeah, I've seen that. That made it make a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
That's fine, all well and good. It's that you're talking about drawing and quartering it. Because I'm picturing a hot dog where they slice it down long ways and you put condiments in the middle of it so you can push it back together. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, well, I mean the same direction, the same kinds of cut.
Yeah. Oh, well, Margo, where can people find you? Where can they follow you on the internet, not in person? Please don't do that. Where can they, follow your comedy? Go see you do stand-up?
Yeah, my handle on Instagram and why can't I speak right now? Twitter and Instagram. I rarely use Twitter. Margo Agogo.
That's spelled
MargoAgogo. I mean, but there's different areas where the underscore is to split it up because I couldn't unify it across platforms, unfortunately.
Okay.
But Margo Agogo, no T, and yeah. Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff.
Fantastic.
And-
Well, Margo, thanks for coming back.
Oh yeah, no,
this was
absolutely. You can have me on anytime you'd like.
Yeah.
And talk about my weird, fucked up sex life.
Sure. Yeah. No. Beg again.
I will, and this time I'll remember it.
Why don't you go ahead and say goodbye to everybody?
All right, bye everyone. Thanks for listening.
This is legit the first episode I've cried on in a long time. By long, I mean like with the guest. I think this might be the only episode where I have cried with the guest present. I've cried on a whole lot of intros. Fair. But she drew tears out of me with that whole quartering the penis thing. That's cock and ball torture to a just different level. Oh man. Of course, go follow Margo on Instagram at Margo_A_go. There'll be a link in the show notes. You can follow Rosa Escandone, who you heard in the intro, on Twitter and Instagram at Human Comedian. This is important, everybody. Keep those dates open. August 3rd, August 4th. Tickets are live. Don't just keep the date open. Get yourself a ticket to the Man Whore Con comedy show and the Man Whore podcast live recording. You can get tickets for those at manwhorepod.com/comedy and manwhorepod.com/live, respectively. You'll see it in the show notes. As always, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at TheBillyPresida. Say hello, give a little shout out, use the hashtag ManWhorePodcast so I can find what you're saying about the show. And as always, I do hope you will go like the Man Whore Podcast Facebook fan page. Whole lot of great, awesome, interesting content over there. If you want to send me a question, a comment, your boobies, whatever, shoot me an email at manwhorepod@gmail.com. And last but certainly not least, help us reach our goal. Help Billy get his titties pierced. $1,500 is the goal, everybody. As of tonight, it is at $925. So a bit of a ways to go, but totally doable. It's only going to take about 600 of you throwing down $1. I think you can do it. There's a lot of people who think you can do it. I actually don't think you can. Other people think you can. Go prove them right. Go prove me wrong. Patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. Throw down $1. Do the right thing. I hear a lot of you tell me things like, oh, I've been meaning to become a member. Okay. Stop meaning to. Do it right now. I'm going to keep saying things until you, right now, so you have time to open up that web browser. You got it open? Okay, yeah, you do. Yeah, you got that. You got the Internet Explorer open? Yeah, you do, you dirty, dirty listener, you. Now, type in Patreon, patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. Ooh, yeah, does that feel good to do that? Does it feel good to support independent content creators? Oh, yeah, it does. Now go ahead and click that button. Go throw down $1. Oh, you want to give me more than $1? Oh, can you handle? Can you handle all the rewards that come at the $5, $10, and $20 and $50 levels? Can you handle it? I don't know if you can, but go throw it down. Get yourself a membership today. Patreon.com/manwhorepodcast. Next week, we have got webcam coach Nikki Knight. Yeah, webcamming wasn't enough for her. She was like, I'm a coach these bitches. Hear what she's got to say next week. But until then, everybody, stay slutty.